Daniel's life is currently contained in a thin wallet, holding his ID, a picture of Lily, and one single $20 bill. A text from the landlord flashes on his phone. Rent is 2 weeks late. Financial ruin rarely arrives in one sudden crash. It erodes stability through these small, accumulating defeats. Daniel's main goal is to build a psychological wall around his daughter. He wants to keep Lily from feeling the anxiety of their world beginning to collapse. The most exhausting part of struggling isn't the empty bank account. It's the constant emotional work of pretending to a child that everything is fine. In the grocery store, Daniel's mind works overtime. Every item he places in the basket is a calculated risk against a bank balance that cannot move. Lily picks up a box of cookies, looks at her father, and then quietly returns them to the store shelf. She tells her father she doesn't want them anymore, but keeps looking back at the shelf. Daniel sees her watching the cookies, and he knows his wall is failing. Lily has already learned the unspoken rules of their poverty. She is making her own small sacrifices to help her father keep his pride. This is the real weight of childhood poverty. The moment a child starts carrying the financial worries that should belong only to an adult. At the checkout counter, the internal math finally meets a public reality. There is no longer any way to hide the numbers. This ledger shows the exact point where Daniel's resources fail. He has $20, but the total on the screen hits $21.47. Daniel stares at the total, his face flushing deep red as he feels the weight of the silent crowd behind him. He begins a desperate triage at the register. He hands back the milk, then the bread, and the eggs. Anything to get that number under $20. Lily stands by and watches. She is seeing the person she relies on for everything lose his dignity over a handful of change. For someone trying to provide, the public inability to buy basic food is a total psychological breaking point. An elderly woman steps forward and places the extra $2 on the counter, ending the tension before another item is removed. Daniel tries to say no, but she tells him that years ago, someone did the same for her. She views this as a debt she is simply passing on. The woman discreetly presses a small, folded piece of paper into Lily's hand before walking away into the crowded store. Outside, Lily finds the original $20 bill inside the note. The message on the paper is clear. When you can, help someone else. By passing the money and the note directly to the child, the stranger turns a moment of struggle into a lesson Lily will carry for the rest of her life. 10 years pass. We see Lily grow through her school years, eventually graduating and finding her place in the professional world. Through all those changes, that specific $20 bill stays in their home. It is framed on the wall next to the stranger's note, never spent. The bill is physical evidence of the day a stranger chose to help. It serves as a permanent reminder of that act of grace. Keeping the bill in sight ensures the promise on the note remains active. It is an outstanding debt of kindness that Lily knows she must eventually repay. Now an adult, Lily is in a coffee shop when she sees a student at the register who can't pay. He has left his wallet at home and is trying to cancel his order. Lily watches the student's embarrassment, recognizing the exact same look of defeat she saw on her father's face years ago. She steps in to pay for his coffee. As she leaves, she slips that same framed bill and the handwritten philosophy into the student's notebook. The kindness of that stranger lay dormant for a decade, only to be perfectly reactivated in this one specific moment. This network shows how a single act spreads. It reaches out to new lives and multiplies every time someone passes it on.